Hello and welcome to Let's Play Chasms of Malice by Luke Sharp. This is book number 30 in the Fighting Fantasy series. Here's the front cover. Okay, let's read the synopsis. Fighting fantasy books, over 10 million copies sold worldwide. Gorak is under threat from the evil which haunts the dark chasms beneath it. The great seals of Gorak have been broken and the true shield is gone. The malice of Orgaz has again been unleashed. As a direct descendant of Tancred the Magnificent, it's up to you, a simple assistant in the Underkitchens, to undertake the awesome quest for the shield. With the shining sword in your hand and the cat goddess Tabasha the Bazook at your side, you must enter the Chasms of Malice to seek out and destroy the evil Orgaz. 2 dice, a pencil, and an eraser are all you need. You decide which path to take. Which dangers to risk, and which monsters to fight. Cover illustration by Les Edwards. Okay, there are Steve Jackson and Ian Livingstone. I always think it makes them look like they're on holiday in Cyprus or something, or Egypt. Somewhere Mediterranean. And also, they sort of remind me a bit of the comedy duo Hale and Pace. Anyway, let's carry on reading. Puffin Books, Chasms of Malice. The great seals of Gorak have been broken and the true shield is gone. Gorak now lies unprotected from the evil which haunts the dark chasms beneath it, and the malice of Orgaz has again been unleashed. Only the true heir of Tancred the Magnificent can fight the evil power of Orgaz. You are discovered by the wizard Astragal to be the direct descendant of Tancred the Magnificent, and only you may undertake the quest for the shield. But can you, a simple assistant in the Underkitchens, carry out this awesome task? Underkitchens is now hyphenated when before it was not. That's interesting. Mildly. Anyway, a simple assistant in the Underkitchen to carry out this awesome task. With the shining sword in your hand and the cat goddess Tabasha the Bazook at your side, you must enter the Chasms of Malice to seek out and destroy the evil Orgaz. But can you halt the spread of his evil Kadam spawn? 2 dice, a pencil, and an eraser are all you need to embark on this thrilling adventure, which is complete with its elaborate combat system and a score sheet on which to record your gains and losses. Many dangers lie ahead, and your success is by no means certain. You decide which routes to follow, which dangers to risk, and which adversaries to fight. Okay, there's a couple of maps. That's quite nice. The Truffle Heights. Okay, so here's the list of books. So we're now on Chasms of Malice. So after that, it's Battle Blade Warrior, and so on and so forth. Anyway, Steve Jackson and Ian Livingstone present Chasms of Malice by Luke Sharp, illustrated by Russ Nicholson, and published by Puffin Books. Okay. To those who boldly go, and especially Colin, Joanna, Stacey, Izu, Andrew, Sophie, Theme, and Sam. Okay, published 1988. Brilliant. Okay, so here are the contents. Let's start this off. How to fight the creatures in the chasms. Before embarking on your adventure, you must first determine your own strengths and weaknesses. You must work out your initial luck, skill, and stamina scores. You may use the adventure sheet on pages 18 to 19 to record all the details of an adventure. Here you will find boxes for recording your skill, stamina, and luck scores. If it is possible to make a photocopy of this page, do so. Otherwise, record all details in pencil or use a text document like me. Skill, stamina, and luck. Roll 1 die. Add 6 to this number and enter the total in the skill box on the adventure sheet. Okay, let's do that. Roll 1 die. Yeah, that'll do. 5. Okay. Okay, skill 5 plus 6 is 11. That'll do. Right. Okay, next, roll both dice, add 12 to the number rolled, and enter this number in the stamina box. Okay, roll both dice. Okay, 10 plus 12 is 22. That's pretty good. First time for both. So 22 for stamina. Roll 1 die, add 6 to this number and enter this total in the luck box. Yes. Okay, thank you. No, 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 yes. Okay, that was lucky, wasn't it? So 5 plus 6 is 11. Like all the games, they do say, oh, you know, you can win if you have low scores, blah, blah, blah. No, you can't. Okay, it's very difficult. Yeah, you need some pretty good dice scores in this game. Anyway, for reasons that will be explained below, skill, stamina, and luck scores change constantly during an adventure. You must keep an accurate record of these scores, and for this reason you are advised either to write small in the boxes or to keep an eraser handy, but never rub out your initial scores. Your skill score reflects your swordsmanship and general fighting expertise, the higher the better. Your stamina score reflects your general constitution, your will to survive, your determination and overall fitness. The higher your stamina score, the longer you will be able to survive. Your luck score indicates how naturally lucky a person you are. Luck and magic are facts of life in the fantasy kingdom you are about to explore. Battles. You will often come across pages in the book which instruct you to fight a creature of some sort. An option to flee may be given, but if not, or if you choose to attack the creature anyway, you must resolve the battle as described below. First, record the creature's skill and stamina scores in the first vacant encounter box on your adventure sheet. The scores for each creature are given in the book each time you have an encounter. The sequence of combat is then 1. Roll both dice once for the creature. Add this to its skill score. The total is the creature's attack strength. 2. Roll both dice once for yourself. Add the number rolled to your current skill score. The total is your attack strength. Is that a redundant reflexive? Roll both dice once for... Yeah, no, I don't think that is a redundant reflexive. I think that's necessary. Yeah, roll both dice once for yourself. Yeah. Anyway, 3. If your attack strength is higher than that of the creature, you have wounded it. Proceed to step 4. If the creature's attack strength is higher than yours, it has wounded you. Proceed to step 5. If both attack strength totals are the same, you have avoided each other's blows. Start the next attack round from step 1 above. It always annoyed me when I was little, when I was reading books like that, when it said above. It's not really above, it's on the other page, isn't it? So, you know, they should know where the words are going to appear on which page, and they shouldn't say above, they should say opposite or something. Anyway, 4. You have wounded the creature, so subtract 2 points from its stamina score. You may use your luck here to do additional damage, see below. 5. The creature has wounded you, so subtract 2 points from your own stamina score. Again, you may use luck at this stage, see below. 6. Make the appropriate adjustments to either the creature's or your own stamina scores, and your luck score if you use luck, see below. 7. Begin the next attack round by repeating steps 1 to 6. This sequence continues until the stamina score of either you or the creature you are fighting has been reduced to 0. Death. If you are dead, you must start the adventure again from the beginning. Okay, one strike combat. You may find yourself in a situation where there is not enough room for full combat, a high ledge, a rope bridge, etc. Here, one good strike will win or lose a fight. You will be instructed to fight one strike on each of these occasions. The procedure is as follows. 1. Throw 2 dice for your opponent. 2. Throw 2 dice for yourself. If your throw is greater than your opponent's, then he, she, or it has been knocked off by your blow and has plummeted to doom. If your throw is less than your opponent, then you meet a similar fate. If both throws are equal, then neither has gained an advantage and you must throw again. Can't wait to do that. Fighting more than one creature. Yeah, I can just imagine instant death and me ignoring it. Anyway, fighting more than one creature. If you come across more than one creature in a particular encounter, the instructions on that page will tell you how to handle the battle. Usually you will fight each one in turn. Luck. At various times during your adventure, either in battles or when you come across situations in which you could be either lucky or unlucky, details are given on the pages themselves, you may call on your luck to make the outcome more favourable. But beware, using luck is a risky business, and if you are unlucky the results could be disastrous. The procedure for using your luck is as follows. Roll 2 dice. If the number rolled is equal to or less than your current luck score, then you have been lucky and the result will go in your favour. If the number rolled is higher than your current luck score, you have been unlucky and you will be penalised. This procedure is known as testing your luck. Each time you test your luck, you must subtract 1 point from your current luck score. Thus, you will soon realise that the more you rely on your luck, the more risky this will become. Okay. Using luck in battles. On certain pages of the book, you'll be told to test your luck, which will result in your being lucky or unlucky. However, in battles, you always have the option of using your luck, either to inflict a more serious wound on a creature you have just wounded, or to minimize the effects of a wound the creature has just inflicted on you. If you have just wounded the creature, you may test your luck as described above. If you are lucky, you have inflicted a severe wound and may subtract an extra 2 points from the creature's stamina score. However, if you are unlucky, the wound was a mere graze, and you must restore 1 point to the creature's stamina, i.e., instead of scoring the normal 2 points of damage, you have now scored only 1. If the creature has just wounded you, you may test your luck to try to minimize the wound. If you are lucky, you have managed to avoid the full damage of the blow, restore 1 point of stamina, i.e. instead of it's doing 2 points of damage, it has done only 1. If you are unlucky, you have received a more serious blow, subtract 1 extra stamina point, i.e. instead of doing 2 points of damage, it has done 3. Remember that you must subtract 1 point from your own luck score each time you test your luck. Restoring skill, stamina and luck. Skill. Your skill score will not change much during your adventure. Occasionally a page may give you instructions to increase or decrease your skill score. Your skill score can never exceed its initial value unless specifically instructed. Calling on Tabasha the Bazook, see you later, will restore your skill to its initial level at any time. Stamina, provisions and fuel. Your stamina score will change a lot during your adventure as you fight and undertake arduous tasks. As you near your goal, your stamina level may be dangerously low and battles may be particularly risky, so be careful. Your backpack contains enough provisions for 5 meals. Okay, so let's write that down. 5. Okay. You may rest and eat at any time except when engaged in a battle. Eating a meal restores 4 stamina points. When you eat a meal, add 4 points to your stamina score and deduct 1 point from your provisions. A separate provisions remaining box is provided on the adventure sheet for recording details of provisions. Remember that you have a long way to go, so use your provisions wisely. Remember also that your stamina score may never exceed its initial value unless specifically instructed. You may call on Tabasha the Bazook, see later, to bring you extra provisions at any time. She may occasionally bring you extra provisions without being asked. And notice how it doesn't say you can only eat 1 meal at a time, so you can eat as many meals as possible, presumably. You're also given the option to cook some of your food. On the adventure sheet, you will find a fuel box. Collect any fuel that you can find and mark it in the fuel box. In certain cases, you may be instructed to add a further 2 stamina points for cooking a meal. Luck. Additions to your luck score are awarded through the adventure when you have been particularly lucky. Details are given on the pages of the book. Remember that as with skill and stamina, your luck score may never exceed its initial value unless specifically instructed on a page. Calling on Tabasha the Bazook, see later, will restore your luck to its initial level at any time and increase your initial luck by 1 point. Equipment and Tabasha the Bazook. You will start your adventure with a bare minimum of equipment, but you may find or buy other items during your travels. You are armed with a sword and are dressed in leather armour. Let's note that down. So, sword, leather armour. You have a backpack to hold any provisions and any treasures you may come across. Across which you may come. Anyway, in addition, you will have Tabasha the Bazook, a noble cat from the race of cat goddesses. She will aid you on your quest. You may call on her at any time except when engaged in a battle to restore your initial skill or luck. You can only call on her once for this facility, and you must decide which initial score you want her to restore before you set off on your quest, so make your choice wisely. Okay, we'll use the let's use the luck one. Okay, Tabasha. Effectively, it's a luck potion, isn't it? Tabasha the Bazook, whatever on earth that is. Restore luck to initial level after adding 1 to initial luck. Brilliant. Okay. Throughout your adventure, she may also help you by adding to your provisions and in various other ways. Instructions are given on those particular pages. But beware, you can only call on the Bazook 9 times. and you'll have to mark each request in the Tabasha box on the adventure sheet. After you've used up your 9 options, you cannot call on the bazooka again. Okay, so we need a Tabasha thing. So Tabasha, every time we call on her, we'll have to subtract 9. What? No, subtract 1 from 9. There we go. Kadam. The 7 Kadam of Orgaz are named on your adventure sheet. You must mark off any names that you have beaten in combat. Okay, brilliant. There's they're the Kadams, and they've spelt them differently. They're Kadams with a U, with an H, and here they're not. So that's good, isn't it? Nice and consistent. Love it. Knock, who's there? Kadam. Kadam foot stuck in the door. Sorry, that's awful, I know, but I'm trying to make a joke from it. That was originally in Rocky 4, I think. No, not Rocky 4, Rocky 5. Madame foot stuck in the door. But I know, I apologise for that. Anyway, here's the background. Gorak, a minor kingdom situated between the rivers Dart and Dagger, tributaries of the river Sword Flow. Gorak was founded by Tancred the Magnificent after his adventures with his brother Orgaz in the Dark Chasms. The kingdom was to be the gateway between the area of Khul and the chasms and tunnels of the Gadon people. Gorak has been without a monarch for many years and has been governed by the Lord's Ridermark. Gadon, or Field Brethren. The Gadon people are originally from southwest Khul. They migrated to the deep chasms for no known reason, although some authorities claim religious persecution, and created their own culture. They began to give birth to blind babies soon after constructing their complex system of tunnels. Their other senses were greatly enhanced, and they became masters of the dark. The Gadon Knights, the Sense Warriors, are supreme fighters in the dark. They are rarely to be seen in the Toplands, as they call Khul, since the time of Tancred the Magnificent. From Treatise on the Kingdoms of Southwest Khul by Ignatius Pomfret. Yeah. In that year did we halt the malice that was afflicting our kingdom, but at great cost we lost our beloved brother Orgaz to the evil, and in a mighty struggle we cast him into the dark chasms and did entrust the noble Gadon warriors to guard him and his Kadam spawn for all eternity. The great seals were bound to the true shield and placed in the darkest vaults of Gorak Keep. Pray God that none will have to. Fragment from the Annals and Histories of Tancred the Magnificent, King of Gorak. While flying in the guise of a hawk over southwest Khul on his way to the gathering of the Mage Order, the wizard Astragal is summoned by the Lord Ridermark, regent of Gorak, to investigate the sudden change in the fortunes of the small kingdom. Lord Ridermark explains that strange dark creatures are abroad, people are attacked and killed for no reason but sheer malice. Why is malice capitalised? The vital truffle trade route along Tancred's march is no longer safe, and the popular Aslef, leader of the stalwart Knights of the Grey Order, has disappeared. Nobody can understand what is happening in what was, until recently, a peaceful land. Astragal assumes a worried expression and rushes off to consult the annals and histories of Gorak. The great dusty tome confirms his memory of the story of the true shield. He slams the book shut and makes his way to the deepest vault of Gorak Keep. By the light of a blazing torch, he finds the great seals broken and the shield gone. Across the floor is a wide crack leading to the dark chasms. Astragal explains to Lord Ridermark his fears that someone has unleashed the malice of Orgaz and the Kadam by breaking the great seals. If Orgaz has the shield, he will be trying to break the spell of its age-old power. If he succeeds, the 7 Kadam will then have the power to multiply. First there will be 49, then 2,401, then 5,764,801 until they become uncountable hordes. And Orgaz becomes invulnerable. Astragal emphasises that to kill Orgaz, it is necessary that to destroy all the Kadam, and only a direct descendant of Tancred Astragal emphasizes that to kill Orgaz it is necessary first to destroy all the Kadam, and only a direct descendant of Tancred the Magnificent can then hope to stand up to the evil power of Orgaz himself. Lord Rydermark tells Astragal that Tancred's line of descendants ended many ages ago. Astragal ignores the remark and pulls out the crystal of barrier, which shows him the way to the blood heir of Tancred the Magnificent. Astragal finds you working in the under kitchens as third assistant Rabbit Skinner. Ugh. I think I'd rather be unemployed, to be honest. He grabs you and, before you have had the chance to wipe your hands, whisks you away to the vaults. He stands you in the middle of a dusty room and whispers some strange incantations. You stare in wonder as a sword rises from the dirt and lodges itself firmly in your hand. Astragal stands back and proclaims you Tancred's heir. Astragal explains the quest for the shield that no other may undertake. No other can strike fear into the heart of Orgaz or wield the shining sword. He also warns you about the traitor in Gorak. You must be on your guard at all times, especially if when you return. You strap on plain leather armour and a simple cloak. Astragal announces that he has no potions with him to help you in your quest. Instead, he picks up a small cat and passes it to you. This is Tabasha the Bazook from the line of the cat goddesses. She will stay close to you and help in your quest. Use her cautiously and wisely 9 times, no more. Now there is no time to lose. He urges you on to the deep chasm in the great vault. Turn to 1. Okay, I'll put a timestamp, as they call it, in the video description, so for the background and for paragraph 1. So it's 21 minutes 40 seconds in. Okay, so paragraph 1, here we go. You leap into the darkness and land on a rocky slope. It is very dark. Looking up at the hole, you see the wizard Astragal waving to you and saying, "Remember that you are Tancred's heir and, well, good luck." You turn back to face the darkness. Tabasha nestles in your hood and begins to purr. At the same time, the sword starts to vibrate and shine. You see the path ahead. Several small furry creatures rush for cover. You walk along the rocky tunnel for a long time until it opens out into a larger cavern. You find 3 exits. Which one will you take? The one on the left, turn to 50, a narrow crack in the middle, turn to 253, or a wider crack on the right which drops down almost vertically, turn to 302. Okay, we're going to go left and turn to 50. You enter the tunnel and notice shapes carved in the rock, but can make no sense of them. You understand the vulgar runes, i.e. letters of a mysterious ancient alphabet, but these patterns are merely raised circles and squares set in blocks. You travel down the sloping path, which eventually ends in a larger tunnel that has 2 deep ruts worn along its visible length. You guess that many carts used this route in years gone by. Do you choose to turn left along the tunnel, turn to 211, or will you go right, turn to 135? Okay, we're going to turn left along the tunnel and turn to 211. As you stride between the ruts, Tabasha jumps off your shoulder and darts into a crack in the wall. You stop and hear a squeak and a scrabbling until she emerges with a fat, furry worm beneath her, or rather between her teeth. As she deposits it at your feet and obviously wants you to eat it. You do feel hungry. Do you eat it? Turn to 37, or do you think that you will be better off without it? Turn to 169. Okay, we're going to eat it. And turn to 37. You grab the wriggling worm, tongue twister. Close your eyes and bite. You are surprised at the wonderful taste. Add 1 stamina point, which I don't need because I haven't lost any stamina. Tabasha looks satisfied, rubs herself on your leg, then jumps back onto your shoulder. Turn to 247. The tunnel begins to slope gently downwards. You notice platforms and steps cut out of the rock. It looks as though some great civilization had once constructed the route. Suddenly you hear a noise. The sword loses its brightness and you listen carefully in the dark. You sense a shape collapse on the ground by your feet. In the distance you see two torches and hear the shrieks and screams of what can only be orcs. The sword shines momentarily and you see a wounded dwarf at your feet holding a metal collar. The orcs are getting closer. Do you help the dwarf? Turn to 105, or hide and see what happens? Turn to 303. Okay, we're going to hide and see what happens. There's the picture. Turn to 303. You climb up onto a low ledge. The orcs sniff their way to the dwarf. Ah, he's here, and with the collar. Rich pickings. The other orc grabs the collar and throws it into a sack. He then stabs the dwarf to make sure that he is dead. How much for this one? He asks as they lope off the way they came. Do you take the same tunnel? Turn to 383, or prefer to go back the other way? Turn to 135. Okay, we're going to take the same tunnel and turn to 383. You stumble along the tunnel for a long time until you find that it splits in two. The left-hand tunnel has a dragon's head carved above it. Do you wish to take this tunnel? Turn to 74, or prefer to enter the tunnel on the right? Turn to 187. Okay. We are going to take the tunnel with the dragon's head carved above it, and turn to 74. You walk down the tunnel. In the distance you can make out some blazing torches, and as you get nearer, the tunnel opens out into a cavern. On the right is a stone building with small round windows and 6 torches blazing above the entrance. Standing outside are 2 large horned koyunlu harnessed to a cart. Just below the torches is the famous Dragon's Breath Inn and Ale House. As you stand there, a large figure in a black cloak comes out of the building and falls flat on its face. Do you help? Turn to 157, or do you prefer to keep a low profile? Turn to 353. Okay, we're going to stay cool and keep a low profile. Okay, so turn to 353. You loiter behind a rock. Just then, a troll comes out of the inn and tries to pick up the other figure, who is also a troll and obviously drunk. The drunken troll objects to being touched, pulls out a scimitar and slashes wildly. His friend sidesteps and punches him in the face. When he has dragged him away, you enter the ale house. Turn to 381. You are in a dark... wrong one. My apologies. It is very smoky inside the Dragon's Breath Inn. As you stand in the dark corridor, a goblin comes out of a door on the right. He is chewing a large bone. He looks you up and down, spits, and then enters a door in front of you. You catch a glimpse of a roaring fire as he shuts the door behind him. Do you wish to go through the door in front of you? Turn to 84, or prefer to go into the room on your right? Turn to 262. Okay, we're going to go through the door in front of us and turn to 84. So we're calmly going to go through the door in front of us. Turn to 84. There we go. The room is large, with a great fire burning at one end. There are dark cubicles all around, and several people stare at you as you enter. To one side you hear the screams of orcs enjoying themselves, and in the corner sits a miserable-looking dwarf wearing a metal collar. "Gaddon, where's my food?" screams a troll, while he punches bits out of the wall. The Gaddon walks in. She is blind, but seems to sense her way around without any trouble. She deposits a flagon and plate on the troll's table, comes over to you and sniffs. "You smell of Toplander. Why have you come here? There is great danger." Do you choose to confide in her? Turn to 225, or decide to leave at once? Turn to 43. Okay, we're going to confide in her because she seems kind, and turn to 225. When you whisper the name of August to her, she shivers and tells you to follow her upstairs. She enters a dimly lit room where sits another Gadon. She introduces him as Bozak, her father, and explains your quest for the shield. He sits in silence for a while, blind eyes turned towards the floor. You are in great danger. The Dark Lord's strength increases every day. His Kadam now roam at will through our old tunnels, chasms and crags. The iron mines are being worked again by his slaves. You'll need Gadon help. Look to the old man in the iron cave. Bozak gives you directions, and his daughter brings you real food, not the muck we feed them downstairs. Add 2 stamina points, which I don't need. Turn to 69. Okay, so we need to look to the old man in the iron cave. Let's write that down. So, look to the old man in the iron cave. Whoops. There we go. Looks like Dutch, TJE. Anyway, anyway, we're turning to 69. Off we go. Here we are, 69. You leave the Dragon's Breath Inn by a side door. The directions you were given are precise paces and touchstones. You see the expected rough-hewn stone stairway, and you begin a long, winding climb. After a while, you find yourself walking on spiky rocks and notice that the roof of the tunnel is covered with them. They look very dangerous. Suddenly you hear a crack. Test your luck. If you are lucky, turn to 347. If you are unlucky, turn to 197. Okay, I have it on good authority that if we fail this, we are dead. So we can't fail this. Our luck is 11. That's why we need pretty good luck. Hence the quote-unquote cheating at the start. Anyway, so we're going to test our luck. So we need this to be less than or equal to 11, which it is good. But we've lost a luck point, so we need to put that down to 10. Anyway, we were lucky, so we're turning to 347. And that is where I will end the video. So I will put next paragraph as 347, and I will say unread. There we go. And I'll end the video there. So thanks very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this part. Again, I'll put timestamps in the video description for the beginning of the background section and the first paragraph. So thanks again for watching. Hope you can join me for the next one, and goodbye.